Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We were recently in Scotland.
Recently?
We went to Islay. We saw ARDBEG.
We were in ARDBEG. We took a tour.
We walked around. We got
Talked to
guided.
Jackie.
We tasted some
We
whiskey.
sat on a pier. We were droned.
Now, I know you want to focus on Jackie. We did other stuff at
I want to
ARDBEG.
focus on the pier. And
It was good.
It was awesome. And you can tell from what you're about to see how awesome it was.
Yeah, we'll talk about ARDBEG. We'll go through here a little bit, and then we're going to do a video we shot with Jackie Thompson is the kind of the site manager, the visitor center manager.
Yes.
At ARDBEG. Probably, I mean, we were there on a Sunday, so I think we missed out on some of the weekly hubbub, some of the more goings on. I don't know how you say it.
Okay. All right. We did. They didn't call it clam chowder. That's what we call it, but they call it something else that was good. It'll come to
colored.
It'll come to you.
I remember what I thought it was, but it wasn't.
Right. It'll come to you. No. It was good. It warmed your soul.
So this was on Sunday. We flew into Glasgow Friday. Saturday we did a tasting. We went to the Bon Accord. Sunday morning we wake up, we hit the road because it's a couple-hour drive to the ferry.
Right.
And I should have looked up.
We're
I was just looking up the name of the town.
Yeah, we're in the dummy van.
Oh yeah, Roy
has our logo and his logo on it. People are citing it, and they're live streaming sightings of the dummy van. That happens later, but
yeah. Well, it had Aqua Vitae and the Scotch Test Dummies on it.
Right. Basically, our stamp.
Kinnacraig. That's where the ferry. We had to drive from Glasgow to Kinnacraig.
Look at that. Yeah, there's the little ferry.
Yeah, there's the port right there.
Nice.
So we get on. I should have looked up the name of the ship. But Kinnacraig has a ferry. You get on the ferry there, bigger than I thought. And it's like a cruise ship. It's really nice, fancy inside. They're serving like a full blown meal and stuff.
They did have a good.
They had a kitchen going. Yeah, it was really good food. Yeah. 2-hour ferry. They take the car. There's hundreds of people on there. I don't know how many cars. 50 cars.
They took the car.
Well, there's ferries that don't take cars. Just take people.
Sure.
This one you could ride on it you don't need to be in a car.
You could add a bicycle.
You could just walk on. Yeah.
Yes.
We had our car. It took our car.
Yes.
That had
there
the
were
markings
bicyclists that even.
There was a whole group. Yeah. Because they were going to go bicycle around Islay.
Bicycling Islay. They were cycling. They called it cycling. We call it bicycling. Yeah. Sounds more kiddie-like from the U.S. They cycled it. So we get there. Where do we go first? First distillery we go to?
2-hour ferry. Where do we dock at? Port Ellen.
Yeah.
On Islay.
Right.
Then we drive right to ARDBEG.
Right to it.
Sunday afternoon.
Go right in. Yep. We go in. Yep. We get a tour. Who was our tour guide?
Ryan was our tour guide.
Then we go do the standard tasting.
Led us through ARDBEG. We see a new, shiny, clean distillery. Shows us everything. We go for the tasting. Now, I'll tell you, my biggest disappointment at ARDBEG was the tasting.
Because it was the core range.
Yeah, it's just the core range.
Right.
We've got all those back
But they kind of tease you because you're looking at a wall of of history. And who was the guy that did it? Was Ryan, right? Yeah, Ryan did the tasting as well. He stepped out for a while. I was like, we could probably grab that Supernova. And someone was like, do you think that's really yeah, I do.
Yeah, they had all of their bottlings and their committee releases, all their special
I didn't want to risk
a
lifetime ban.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, I don't want that at all.
By the way, we poured a little bit of the drum.
We did. Yeah, this is the CR drum.
Nose, yeah.
A little bit sweeter, still smoky.
But no, that was, and you go through the distillery, you do the tour. We sat down. It was still a good tasting, good pours. There's 15 people in there with Ryan in the tasting. But we did the tin, we did the Oogie Doll, we did the Corey Vrecken. They did have the Perpetuum as well. Seems like one more.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that was it.
Still good.
So we walk out of there though.
Nice deli, nice cafe.
Yes.
We sat in there later.
But we walk out of there, and Jackie says, "Head on down to the pier, and I'll do the interview down there. We'll do about 10 minutes." And we go out, and literally, it was nice most of the time we're in Islay, but the sky just opened up, and it was beautiful blue.
Oh, the water was beautiful,
gorgeous, and the pier was great. And we're setting up and we're getting all of our cameras and our chairs and everything ready. And here comes Jackie with a silver tray with several different drams on the tray. And they were nice drams. I mean, I'm trying to remember all of them, but I can't.
Well, there was a 20-something.
Yeah.
There was a Supernova, which is what
remember
you
the
grabbed.
Supernova, because I love that Supernova.
There was...
I can't buy the Supernova.
The 1970s distillate.
There was.
There was a mystery dram that she didn't tell us, or...
Yeah.
Did she ever say what it was?
I don't know. And I think, you know, to my understanding, I mean, you're going to see it, but to my understanding, I don't think she'd ever done a YouTuber interview before. It was kind of a new thing. She had heard about us from Dwayne and some other fans, and maybe she went and checked out our show while we were doing the tour. I know it's good. But should we send them in now?
Go.
Boom.
Hold on.
There.
See?
Was that good, you think? All right.
All right.
Hey, you guys know who we are, Scott and Bart here. We are here with Jackie Thompson, though. I'm telling you right away, so this is our first distillery visit in Scotland. We're at ARDBEG, and this is definitely, I can tell you, this is going to be one of the highlights of the trip, just sitting out here on the pier outside of ARDBEG. I've got we've got a few sample drums.
Thank you.
That Jackie was...
Drams.
What did I say?
Drums.
Drums. That's
Well,
what
you
we
were
slipped.
thinking of the
drum's
drum.
coming. The
Yeah, I
drum's
think
on
you were
its way.
thinking of
We've got,
the
we've
rum
got
finish.
the CR release.
We're beating the drum.
But anyway, so sitting out here, we've got I've got Very Young. We have one of the alligators,
I've got Supernova.
and we have
One of my
a
favorites.
1970s distill at Ardbeg that Jackie brought
mystery
out.
dram.
Yes, a mystery dram. Jackie,
Yeah.
what is your role at Ardbeg?
My role, I just want to say we're kind of privileged that you have come here first. It's brilliant, just lovely. I am the visitor centre manager, so I'm responsible for all the visitors who come from all over the world to tour, to taste, to eat, to drink, to just generally have a good time and feel the spirit of Ardbeg coming through. That's my role in all this. We're just here for a short time, guardians, and just love the place. Just love it.
Now, how long have you been with ARDBEG?
Because sometimes people come in and say, have you been here from the start? And I'm like, they dug
Yeah,
me
they
up in a
don't
paper,
know the history.
1815. Since 1997 was when I came over with my husband at the time, and we were tasked with overseeing him on the operational side and me on the visitor side. So it was a very exciting prospect, to be honest, and a bit daunting and a wee bit scary, coming to a brand new place and, you know, this iconic distillery and all these other wonderful places where you know, people have such a passion for. So we felt, you know, pretty privileged, I have to say. Yeah.
Now, we also know you've got some new building construction, which is going to be partially in the shot. Can you tell us just a little bit about what's being built?
Of course. Well, we're sitting kind of looking out towards Northern Ireland and the Campbelltown, some of the Scottish coast, but behind us there's a very exciting project, and this now is a doubling of our capacity. So we've always worked for the last, in recent times, with just one pair of stills. So this is us having the opportunity to eventually get up to 2.8 million litres. So at the moment we're at 1.4. So we'll do that incrementally, but really exciting watching the stills come in, and so doubling our capacity potentially.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
In the time that you've been here, what kind of growth have you seen just in people that want to come to Ardbeg and experience?
Yeah, when did it, for you, when do you remember it kind of sparking or exploding? Do you remember specific?
Sometimes when you're in something, you grow with it, and it's hard to take yourself back and look at it. But I mean, we've kept all the diaries, we have kept stories, we've kept lots of tales of, you know, since 1997 of the explosion in visitors and the demographic, the cultural landscape for whiskey, you know, it popping up in novels and poems, jamming and dramming, food, you know, it used to be YouTube, sorry.
No, that's brand new.
All these dummies
Yes, dummies. No, you're right on. You're right on.
And we've just watched it increase every year. You know, it's just probably. I was speaking to a friend of yours, and he said, 2010, maybe the mid 2000s, we really felt this energy and this building of something which was extraordinary. 20 years ago, the demographic was very different. It was a wee bit more. It had a bit of a. There was maybe a bit more of an elitist attitude towards whiskey, the do's and don'ts, the constraints, the kind of tying yourself up.
Right.
That's not what we want. We want people to dive in. The organoleptics of whiskey are such that you listen to it, you look at it, you drink it, and you share it. And it's a beautiful thing to share.
That's exactly.
It's a beautiful dram that was shared and should be shared, and great stories to tell. And it's lovely to watch people tasting whiskey because they really, really feel it. And that's
experiential.
What yeah.
Now I know Dwayne Large is here all the time.
He comes a lot. He's almost one of the ARDBEG family. I was almost thinking of asking him to become a tour guide next year.
Oh gosh.
Seasonal tour guide.
Yes,
maybe.
he'll retire if he's not already. I don't know, but yeah.
He's a good guy.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's a really good guy.
We have a segment on our show called Traveling Dummies, where we have these. We were both prior military, and we're currently law enforcement, full time. But we have these challenge coins that is very military and law enforcement-ish.
Okay.
And so some of the fans will travel with them, and they'll take pictures of where they are and what they're doing.
Nice.
And so Dwayne started sending us pictures of being here, and he's always just thrilled. And then we'd be like, is he there again, or is this another set of photos from last time? Oh no,
he came twice this year. And I love the fact he does all the tours. He really experiences things, and here, but lots of the other Islay distilleries, of course, when he's here. But he's just, he embodies a love of whiskey for me. There are certain people that you can see that just, they drink it, they have this insatiable thirst for this knowledge, and it's lovely. He's one of them, certainly, that stands out for us. Kind of annual Islay pilgrimage twice or thrice a year. So,
we like the thrice.
Yeah, thrice a year, maybe.
Perfect. Now, we talked about.
We're being heckled by some lambs.
Well,
Can you hear?
that's adding to the experience.
I love it.
Because this is still going to be one of the highlights, sitting out here on the pier at
This
ARDBEG,
is. And having a
drinking
dram.
some special drams, and having the
Supernova.
sheep bawing in the background. I don't think they call it bawing though.
They do.
Is it
Yeah,
bawing?
yeah, they're gently buying. Yeah.
Buying.
We don't have mooing sheep here, no.
No.
It's not that mixed up yet. And this is a rare treat for me as well, because usually anybody who knows me, and I say this sort of, I keep moving, I'm always on the move, and it's quite nice just to, I might start doing this more often on a Sunday afternoon.
Take a little break. Yeah, I'll
come
be on
out.
break. Where's Jackie?
There
She's
you
on
go.
break again.
She's
down
got
the
drams
pier.
and she's headed to the pier.
We saw her. She had like 10 of them.
Yeah, 10 of them. Nobody was even out there. We're not
you
sure
could
what
just
she's doing.
grab a
She's
few
at the
folk.
barrel. She's at the cask.
Yeah.
Well, I think Jackie, thank you for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us.
you
That
for
was
your
great.
time.
Yeah.
It's a
And
pleasure.
the
Yeah.
drams. And it's beautiful to be out here with you on the pier at ARDBEG.
Yep, and the
And-
sun came out just for it.
It
for
did.
you.
The clouds parted and the sun shone.
Yep.
That's what we love. Here's to you. Have a great
Here's to
trip.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Sláinte, sláinte.
Cheers. Sláinte bad.
Awesome.
I just wet my lips, I promise.
Oh,
That's all I did.
That was the interview with Jackie, which was, and that was our first day, our first distillery. Still, that was a great experience.
Well, first of all, Jackie was fabulous. I felt so comfortable just sitting there and chatting with her. And it was a combination of where we were at, ARDBEG, the pier, Islay in general. But the conversation, I think you've just seen it. It's us having a relaxed chat at a wonderful location.
Sitting on, what used to be the dock where the
Right.
ships would come in and bring
it
the
up.
barley, take the whiskey, or maybe they weren't back then. They're probably everything was grown on Islay, but
Maybe,
yeah, the ship would come take the whiskey away.
Sure.
Of course, the docks they don't use anymore, or that dock. It's all going through Port Ellen, probably on the
Probably,
ferry that carries
probably.
cars
Sure. It's a car carrying ferry
that carries whiskey as well.
and carries stuff, a lot of stuff.
But no, sitting out there, the sun came out. I mean, it was partly cloudy, mostly sunny, a little breezy.
All right.
Sitting there on the water, though, looking out. We were looking towards the
Roy's
north.
drone
No.
was phenomenal.
we were looking towards the north. Yeah.
The drone work covers it. The lambs bleating. Not bleeding. Bleating. That's what it's called. Just making sure I enunciated the T. Yeah, I mean,
I just realized we were looking south, not north. Looking south towards Ireland. And even I think Jackie points that out, that Ireland is.
Yeah, glad you got the direction right.
I had to.
No, that was a great way to set the tone. And then even what you don't see is when we wrap, so when we stop filming, because we said, hey, 10 minutes, we'll let you get back. She took time out from her duties and then said, I'm kind of liking this. She even mentions that a little bit in the video you saw. We chatted for another casual 10 minutes off air. Just had a great conversation. She talked about the Island Festival, the Fagile that was coming up, what they were doing, what their plans were. And
one thing she did talk about that I liked was the transition. She went back into the 90s, and whiskey drinkers were kind of stuck up.
Yes.
They were
very strict rules, and
you only drank Scotch this way and that way.
Right. And we're a cut above.
Well, yeah. And she said she even likes whiskey is, I don't know if she said meant to be fun, but she just talks about how that's not whiskey. You're not supposed to be stuffy. It's not supposed to be drank this way or that way. It's however you want it. So.
Yeah. She said it best.
Yeah.
So, great way to start. Great place to start. Thank you, Roy, for setting that up and picking that as the first distillery we went to in Scotland ever.
Well, and I think we had to. We didn't have too many. We didn't even really request ARDBEG. We had said, "Hey, look, if we can go to ARDBEG, fine."
I love ARDBEG, but
we don't have to. We know we'll be back. We can always hit it at a later time if it doesn't work out this time. Roy set it up. He set up ARDBEG, Ardbart, and he set up Macallan. Probably, one of my favorite distilleries.
Right.
But so we got to see those. We're done. We've been there.
Yep.
And we can branch out.
Yep. Next time I go back is when they'll do the ARDBEG committee release. I'll be there for that, baby.
3 bottles sold. Right here. You bought all 3.
Those
3 bottles of the ARDBEG.
Those will be double peated. There'll be extra peat thrown on top of peat and then peated some more. All right. Good.
Now I'll tell you, I don't have a Scotch God shout out pulled up, but I think Dwayne Large gets the Scotch God shout out.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
He was
he's a great supporter.
Great supporter.
And we bring him up during the conversation with Jackie.
We do, because she had even brought him up before. She says, you know what? Dwayne Large talked about you guys and said you were coming out here. And we're like, we love Dwayne. And she goes, he comes here a lot. And she goes, he really takes it all in. And we were like, yes. And so, Dwayne, you're known, brother. Yep. You're known.
And we have one $3 Patreon shout out to do.
Yes.
And that's Bill.
The Whiskey Disciple.
But Bill is Roy's buddy. They've worked together years ago. They worked together.
They were London workers.
Still great. They've stayed friends. They became friends.
Bosom buddies.
They've stayed friends.
Did you say bosom buddies?
I don't know if that means the same in England as it does.
I'm sure in England it just means close friends.
Close friends. But Bill tagged along during our Isla trip. He had to go immensely.
Yeah.
Where was he going?
Berlin.
Hong Kong? Berlin.
Yeah, there was
he had a business trade show he was going to.
Show in Berlin.
But Bill got to tag along. He did a lot of the video shooting, kind of help. We'd be like, hey, Bill, can you run to the car and get the snacks? Oh, well, we didn't have any snacks, but grabbed the camera. We left the camera up there.
Beef jerky.
Bill would go grab it.
He did point out a beautiful sunset on Isla.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, look at this, guys. It's gorgeous.
So, ready? Whiskey Disciple. Whiskey Disciple! Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Your own special shout out.
You ready for Whiskey Disciple?
There you go, Bill.
I know. Well, no, I know Bill's last name, but we are not using it.
He signed up as Whiskey Disciple.
Right, so we're using that.
Thank you, Bill. That was great meeting you. Great spending a few days with you, and hopefully we get to hang out more.
Definitely. Good?
Let's do it.
Scotch It. you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.